Have you ever noticed that when a man begins to fall in love, the way he asks questions starts to change? In the early stages, most conversations stay on the surface. They're light, playful, and often focused on the moment. But when a man's feelings start growing deeper, his curiosity becomes more meaningful. He may ask about your future, where you see your life going in the next few years. Not because he's making casual conversation, but because he's quietly imagining whether he fits into that picture. He might ask what truly makes you happy, what excites you, or what gives your life purpose. These questions reveal something powerful. He wants to understand the world through your eyes. You may also notice him asking about your past experiences, your values, or even the challenges you've faced. These aren't random questions. They are signs of emotional investment. When a man begins asking questions that explore your heart, your dreams, and your life, it often means he's not just interested in you. He's beginning to imagine a future with you. When a man begins to fall in love, one of the most subtle but powerful signs appears in the kinds of questions he starts asking about your future. Early on, many conversations stay focused on the present. He may talk about what you're both doing this weekend, where you want to go for dinner, or what movie you'd like to watch. These questions are light and enjoyable, but they don't necessarily reveal deeper emotional investment. Something begins to shift when his feelings grow stronger. His curiosity slowly moves beyond the present moment and starts reaching into your future. He may ask where you see yourself in the next few years, what kind of life you want to build, or what goals matter most to you. These questions are not random. They often come from a deeper place of interest and emotional connection. When someone is developing real feelings, they naturally begin imagining possibilities. Without even realizing it, he may start picturing what life could look like with you in it. And the only way he can understand that picture is by learning about the direction your life is heading. He might ask about your career ambitions or what you're most passionate about. He may want to know whether you dream of living in a big city or somewhere quieter. He could ask about the kind of lifestyle you enjoy, the experiences you want to have, or the things that truly matter to you long term. These questions reveal something important. He is trying to understand whether your future and his future could align. Many people overlook this sign because the questions seem casual on the surface, but beneath them is often a deeper intention. When a man is emotionally invested, he wants to know not just who you are today, but who you are becoming. Future-oriented questions also show that he values stability and compatibility. When someone cares about you in a meaningful way, they don't just think about the excitement of the present moment. They start thinking about sustainability. They want to know if your goals, values, and dreams could fit together in a real and lasting way. Another interesting thing is that these questions often come with a certain level of attentiveness. He doesn't just ask them and forget the answers. Instead, he remembers the details. If you mention a goal or a dream, he might bring it up again later. This shows that your future matters to him. In many cases, these conversations also create emotional intimacy. Talking about the future requires vulnerability. It means sharing hopes, fears, ambitions, and personal visions for life. When a man invites you into that type of conversation, he's opening the door to a deeper connection. For older women especially, it's easy to miss this signal because it may not always come in an obvious or dramatic way. Sometimes it appears through small, thoughtful questions that slowly build over time. But those questions can reveal a lot about his mindset. When someone consistently shows curiosity about the direction of your life, it often means he's not just enjoying the moment with you. He's thinking about where the two of you could go next. And that shift from focusing only on today to becoming curious about tomorrow is often one of the earliest signs that his feelings are growing into something much deeper. One of the clearest signs that a man's feelings are becoming deeper is when his questions begin to explore your emotional world rather than just the surface of your life. In the beginning of most interactions, conversations tend to stay light. People talk about hobbies, work, favorite movies, or everyday activities. These topics are comfortable and easy, but they don't reveal much about who someone truly is inside. When a man starts to fall in love, something changes in the way he wants to understand you. His curiosity begins moving toward your experiences, your beliefs, and the moments that shaped the person you are today. Instead of only asking what you do, he becomes interested in why you think the way you do. He might ask about important experiences from your past, the lessons you've learned in relationships, or the values that guide your decisions. These types of questions require more emotional openness. They invite you to share pieces of your life story rather than just facts about your daily routine. This shift is important because emotional connection is built through understanding, not just attraction. Physical attraction or surface level interest can bring two people together, but deeper feelings grow when someone begins to appreciate the layers beneath your personality. When a man asks about your past experiences, he is often trying to understand how those moments shaped your perspective on life and love. He might want to know what challenges you faced, what helped you grow stronger, or what you learned from difficult situations. These questions aren't about judging you. They're about discovering the journey that made you who you are. Another thing that happens when someone becomes emotionally invested is that they begin paying attention to your values. Values are the principles that guide how we live, how we treat people, and what we prioritize in life. When a man asks about what matters most to you, whether it's family, loyalty, personal growth, or independence, he is trying to see if the two of you share a similar outlook on life. This kind of curiosity often signals respect as well. Instead of assuming who you are, he wants to hear your perspective directly. He wants to understand your thoughts, your feelings, and the meaning behind your choices. You may also notice that these conversations feel more personal and thoughtful. Instead of quick, casual exchanges, the discussion becomes deeper and more reflective. He may listen carefully, ask follow-up questions, and show genuine interest in the details of your story. What makes this especially meaningful is that emotional depth requires vulnerability from both sides. When someone invites you to share personal experiences or beliefs, they are creating space for a more authentic connection. And often when you open up, he may begin sharing parts of his own life as well. This exchange of stories, experiences, and values creates a bond that goes beyond attraction. It allows two people to see each other as complete individuals with histories, dreams, and emotions. For many women, especially those who have been through several stages of relationships in life, it can be easy to overlook these conversations. They may seem like simple curiosity or polite interest, but in reality, these questions often reflect a deeper emotional investment. When a man genuinely wants to understand your past, your beliefs, and the experiences that shaped your heart, it usually means he's not just interested in spending time with you. He's interested in understanding you in a meaningful and lasting way. Another powerful sign that a man's feelings are growing stronger is when he begins asking questions about what truly makes you happy. At first, this might seem like a simple or polite thing to ask, but when someone repeatedly shows curiosity about your happiness, it often reflects a much deeper emotional intention. In the early stages of getting to know someone, conversations usually revolve around general interests. You might talk about your favorite food, the music you enjoy, or how you like to spend your weekends. While these topics are enjoyable, they don't always reveal the deeper things that bring genuine fulfillment into your life. When a man begins to fall for you, his focus often shifts from surface-level interests to understanding what truly lights you up inside. He may ask questions about the things that bring you joy, the activities that energize you, or the experiences that make you feel most alive. These questions reveal that he wants to understand the emotional side of your happiness. What's important here is the intention behind the curiosity. When someone cares about you deeply, your happiness starts to matter to them in a meaningful way. It's no longer just about enjoying time together in the moment. Instead, he begins thinking about how he can contribute positively to your life. For example, he might ask what your ideal day looks like, or what kinds of experiences make you feel the most fulfilled. He could be curious about what motivates you, what inspires you, or what gives your life a sense of purpose. These questions help him understand the things that bring you emotional satisfaction. This type of curiosity also shows empathy. Rather than assuming what might make you happy, he wants to hear your perspective. He wants to understand the things that are meaningful to you personally. This creates a space where you feel seen and appreciated for who you truly are. Another interesting aspect of this behavior is that he often remembers the details. If you mention something that makes you happy, whether it's a particular hobby, a place you love visiting, or a dream you have, he may bring it up again later. Sometimes he may even try to incorporate those things into the time you spend together. For instance, if you once mentioned that you love peaceful walks by the water or enjoy certain types of experiences, he might plan something related to that. These small gestures often come from the desire to make you smile and create moments that feel meaningful to you. This focus on your happiness also reflects emotional investment. When someone starts caring deeply, they naturally begin thinking about how their presence affects your emotional world. They want to know whether you feel comfortable, appreciated, and fulfilled when you are around them. For many women, especially those who have experienced relationships where their needs were overlooked, this kind of attention can feel surprisingly refreshing. Yet it's also easy to underestimate its significance. It might appear like simple kindness or good manners, but when it happens consistently, it often reveals a deeper level of care. Genuine interest in your happiness means he is not only focused on what he receives from the relationship, but also on what he can give. He wants to understand what brings joy into your life so that he can be a positive part of that experience. When a man regularly asks about the things that make you happy and shows genuine curiosity about your emotional well-being, it often means he's no longer just enjoying your company. He's beginning to care about the quality of your life and the role he plays within it. Another meaningful sign that a man's feelings are becoming more serious is when he begins asking questions about your daily life, routines, and priorities. At first glance, these questions might seem ordinary or even casual. He might ask how you usually spend your weekdays, what your typical mornings look like, or how you balance work, family, and personal time. But beneath these simple questions is often a deeper intention. When someone begins imagining a more serious connection, they naturally start paying attention to how your life actually works day to day. Attraction alone can bring excitement and chemistry, but long-term connection depends on compatibility. Understanding someone's lifestyle is one of the ways people quietly evaluate whether their lives could realistically fit together. For example, he may ask about your work schedule, your habits, or how you like to spend your free time. He might be curious about whether you enjoy quiet evenings at home or prefer social activities. He may want to know how important family time is to you, what responsibilities you carry, or what routines help you feel balanced and happy. These types of questions are important because they move the conversation from fantasy to reality. It's easy for two people to connect during occasional dates or fun moments together. But when feelings start growing deeper, the focus naturally shifts toward everyday life. He begins trying to understand what it would actually feel like to share life with you. Lifestyle compatibility plays a huge role in healthy relationships. Two people may care about each other deeply, but if their priorities, schedules, or expectations about daily life are very different, it can create challenges over time. This is why someone who is emotionally invested often becomes curious about how you organize your life. Another sign within these conversations is that he may compare your routines with his own. He might talk about his own habits, work patterns, or personal priorities while asking about yours. This kind of exchange helps both people understand whether their lifestyles could support a relationship that feels comfortable and natural. If he learns that you value quiet evenings and meaningful conversations, he may feel encouraged if that matches his own preferences. If he discovers that you prioritize personal growth, health, or strong family connections, he may be paying attention to whether those values align with his. What makes these questions significant is that they show a level of practical thinking. When someone is only interested in the short-term excitement of dating, they often stay focused on fun activities and light conversation. But when emotions deepen, people start thinking about how life would actually function together. You might also notice that he becomes more attentive to the details you share. If you mention a busy schedule or certain commitments, he may show understanding or adjust plans to accommodate them. This demonstrates respect for your time, responsibilities, and priorities. In many cases, this curiosity about your daily life also reflects admiration. He may appreciate the way you handle your responsibilities, the discipline you show in your work, or the balance you maintain between different areas of your life. Learning about these aspects allows him to see more of the real person behind the attraction. For many women, especially those who have experienced relationships that stayed on the surface, these conversations can feel surprisingly thoughtful. They show that he's not just enjoying the highlights of spending time with you. He's becoming interested in the full picture of who you are and how you live your life. When a man consistently asks about your routines, priorities, and the way you structure your everyday world, it often means he's trying to understand how your life and his life might realistically come together. And that level of curiosity is usually a sign that his interest is becoming more meaningful and long-term. Another meaningful sign that a man's feelings are becoming deeper is when he begins asking questions about the challenges, struggles, or difficult experiences in your life. These kinds of questions often come from a place of care rather than simple curiosity. When someone becomes emotionally invested, they naturally want to understand not only the joyful parts of your life, but also the moments that have been hard for you. In the early stages of getting to know someone, most conversations stay focused on positive or light topics. People talk about things they enjoy, places they like to visit, or funny stories from their lives. While these conversations help build comfort, they usually avoid deeper emotional territory. When a man begins to care about you in a more serious way, he often becomes interested in understanding what you've gone through. He might gently ask about difficult periods in your life, challenges you've faced in relationships, or obstacles you've overcome along the way. These questions aren't about bringing up pain unnecessarily. Instead, they reflect a desire to understand the full picture of who you are. When someone truly values you, they want to know what has shaped your strength, your resilience, and your perspective on life. Difficult experiences often teach important lessons and reveal the qualities that define a person's character. By learning about these moments, he gains a deeper appreciation for the person you have become. Another important aspect of this curiosity is the caring instinct behind it. When a man begins to develop strong feelings, he often starts feeling protective in a healthy and supportive way. This doesn't mean controlling or trying to fix everything in your life. Instead, it means he wants to be someone who can support you emotionally when life becomes challenging. He might ask how you handle stress, what situations have been hardest for you, or what helps you feel supported during difficult times. These kinds of questions show that he is thinking about how to be present for you, not just during happy moments, but also during challenging ones. You may also notice that when you share something personal, he listens carefully and responds with empathy. Rather than quickly changing the topic, he may ask thoughtful follow-up questions or express understanding about how certain experiences may have affected you. This type of response shows emotional maturity and genuine concern. These conversations can also create a stronger emotional bond between two people. When someone feels safe sharing their struggles and experiences, it builds trust. Trust is one of the most important foundations of a meaningful relationship. It allows both people to feel accepted not only for their strengths, but also for their vulnerabilities. Another thing to pay attention to is whether he remembers these conversations later. If he brings up something you shared in the past and checks in about how you're doing now, it often means that your well-being genuinely matters to him. This kind of attentiveness shows that he values your emotional world. For many women, especially those who have experienced relationships where their feelings were overlooked, this level of interest can feel both surprising and comforting. It shows that he's not just attracted to the fun or easy parts of being together. He is also willing to understand the deeper parts of your life. When a man begins asking thoughtful questions about your challenges and shows genuine concern for how you feel, it often reflects a desire to care for you in a meaningful way. It's a sign that he doesn't just want to share good moments with you. He wants to be someone who stands beside you through the full range of life's experiences. As you can see, when a man begins to develop deeper feelings, his curiosity about you changes in meaningful ways. The questions he asks are no longer just about passing time or making conversation. Instead, they begin to reveal genuine interest in who you are, what you value, and where your life is going. When he asks about your future, he may be quietly imagining whether your paths could align. When he wants to understand your experiences and values, he is looking beyond attraction and trying to connect with the person you truly are. When he shows interest in what makes you happy, it often means your joy has started to matter to him in a real way. And when he becomes curious about your daily life, your priorities, and even the challenges you've faced, it shows that he's beginning to see you as someone important in his world. These questions may seem small in the moment, but together they reveal something powerful. They show emotional investment, care, and a growing desire to understand you deeply. So the next time you notice a man asking thoughtful questions that explore your dreams, your values, and your life experiences, pay close attention. Sometimes the clearest sign that someone is falling in love isn't found in grand gestures. It's found in the genuine curiosity they show about the woman you truly are.